In this video, we'll talk about web application firewalls. A web application firewall is often referred to as a WAF, spelled W-A-F. It's specific to HTTP connections, and it's designed to mitigate HTTP-specific attacks, including things like cross-site scripting or XSS. With cross-site scripting, we've got a malicious user that tries to inject scripts that get executed in a client web browser into web pages. And sometimes this is possible if the developers of a web page haven't carefully validated the input into the fields. So an attacker then could put some kind of executable script in there, and then that page would be viewed by an unsuspecting victim where that client-side scripting code would execute within their web browser and do malicious things. Now, another type of HTTP attack handled by web application firewalls, among many others, are SQL injection attacks. Now, again, this is usually executed by a malicious user inputting database instructions within a field that isn't properly validated on a web form. And so the web server then takes that data in and executes it against a backend database where it might reveal information from the database that otherwise wouldn't normally be. Web application firewalls, of course, can be customized due to the various different technologies that might be used with web services. And they are more specialized than packet filtering firewalls because packet filtering firewalls apply up to layer 4 of the OSI model. Now that deals with things like port addresses, where layer 3 deals with things like IP addresses and essentially looking at different packet header fields. But here we're talking about looking at a little bit more detailed information within the packet payload, essentially up to layer 7. So the web application firewall then can come in the form of an appliance, either hardware or software based. It could also be a server operating system plugin. In the cloud, we might have web application firewall services offered by the cloud provider, or if not, we might have a virtual security appliance from a specific vendor that we're running in the cloud as a virtual machine. Take, for example, Barracuda, where we take a look at their virtual appliances listed over here on the right-hand side of the screen. And there are many vendors that do this. So if we scroll down the list of virtual security appliances, eventually we'll come across the Barracuda Web Application Firewall. And of course, if we click on that link, we'll get some details related to it. And essentially what we're talking about doing with this is bringing down a virtual appliance that we can then deploy either on premises or even in the cloud. Web application firewalls are normally configured and monitored through an HTTPS connection. The web application firewall can also do many other things, like monitoring traffic entering and leaving a specific web app. And so it can detect abnormal HTTP activity. It sort of has intrusion detection capabilities built in. So it might look for abnormal activity such as large volumes of unexpected data input to a web application. So this could indicate that a buffer overflow attack is being executed, or it could indicate that we've got a denial of service, or if many machines are involved, even a distributed denial of service attack that's in progress. Also, abnormal database query strings supplied as input would indicate perhaps a SQL injection attack, so this can be monitored at the web application firewall level. However, application developers still need to follow secure coding practices to do things like validate input correctly on web forms. Common web application firewall products include those from Naxi, which includes Nginx, which is anti-cross-site scripting and SQL injection. Also, Mod Security, which is open source, products from Imperva, the Cisco NetScaler product, and also appliances from Barracuda. In this video, we talked about web application firewalls.